Good morning, YouTube, Twitch. Hope you guys are doing well today. So, first of all, obviously I have to show off the gloves again and nails because I just love showing off cute nails and gloves. Found my OG gloves again. They were hidden in the laundry. Anyway, as you know, with this video today is going to be after this narcissistic point. It's going to be an over-analysis Devil May Cry based on vibes in my head mainly, and to an extent some real over-analysis. Part of me says we did this before, but I did find a YouTube video on my channel, so we are going to do it all again off the top of my head. And if I need to verify it because someone calls me out, we will then do evidence. But I'm bored to admit, I just want to do a rant today because, well, we're not very popular. And I don't have, I'm not a good editor. Obviously, I don't want to risk copyright and stuff. So this is going to be a rant about Devil May Cry analysis. So we begin by just it's going to be a ramble starting for Devil May Cry 1 where we kind of just bounce around. Now, first of all, Devil May Cry 1 is bullshit. Now, the reason this is to start with is that Dante omits why he even goes to the castle, which annoys me because it starts as a pattern in Dante's head and everywhere in his games where it's like, Dante, why did you show up? Like, he never explains beyond there's a demon invasion. But with Devil May Cry 1, it's weird because you're just walking into him, entering the castle, and starting to kill things. Now, the problem with that as well, it's established that he's a demon hunter. The problem is that, well, some of the story doesn't make sense. Because, first of all, why is Vergil always mad? And it becomes a problem when I decide to vibe with Vergil is based. And Dante being lying. And it starts with Dante omits things a lot. And then just whitewashes his whole life. Devil May Cry 1 is the best example of this. Because, first of all, I'm just going to state the overall goal of Devil May Cry 1. He's trying to kill his mom. And probably rape her, too. I'm not going to lie. It's like a big thing where I keep imagining Dante's a rapist. He's at least trying to kill his mom for sure. And it's only debatable in my nice guy head if he's really a rapist. But literally, it's like, it gets boring to admit, what if, first of all, Trish was not a shapeshifter demon, and he was really just breaking in that castle to kill his fucking mom. And it just kind of escalates from there, with Vergil in his head just being mad. Because after that, it's just like, Vergil, Dante steals people's adventures and just inserts himself, or goes around doing stupid shit. I don't have an exact pattern off the top of my head, so I'm just going to vibe with what flows into my head. And the first one is Devil May Cry 4, which is really annoying. First of all, it's a big dick down session between Dante and Nero. Because basically what happens in that game is that they are each stealing each other's adventure for bullshit. Literally, the main thing is that they're trying to steal each other's weapons. Because it starts as like a chemistry battle in my head. They're trying to build up to kill like fucking Mundus or some shit, right? And fucking basically go on each other's adventure to get used to the chemistry of each other's grid. Because they basically realize they need a new chemical or some shit to fucking kill Mundus or some shit. Then they get bored. At the halfway point of their adventure, exactly, when they both start from front to back and back to front, which as you know in Devil May Cry 4, Nero starts as like the front of the adventure, Dante starts at the back when you finally pick up with him. They meet in the middle, and they just decide to rob each other because they both have base swords. There's like no motivation other than that. In my head, for some reason, I say Dante is actually aware of Nero. Nero's not aware of Dante, but they're both bored dicks. They just look at each other's builds with their weapons and clothes and shit, and they're just like, I'm gonna rob you. At the same time, they both try to rob each other. Because they're bored, just to dick each other down, to steal each other's cool Gucci shit. Which makes sense for both of them. When you just look at their basic gear for Nero, even Dante has like a bunch of demon weapons. So it's like Nero has the double shot revolver, which is epic, and Red Queen engine sword, which is obviously like one of the best weapons in the whole fucking series. Like not even a fucking meme. Like all of Dante's weapons are like nearly like garbage compared to that fucking Red Queen in terms of capabilities. It's like not a fucking meme. The only reason they catch up is because, like, of fucking magic and shit. And the only weapons that even match Red Queen to me are, like, King Cerberus in Devil May Cry 5, and Agni and Rudra in Devil May Cry 3. Otherwise, all his weapons kind of suck compared to Red Queen. And Red Queen is just so amazing that fucking Nero never uses another weapon again, because he's already, like, got the best gear ever, and just gets a cyborg arm because he's bored. But he's just bored. He's just, like, he doesn't even need it. He's just, like... They were just bored to make him lose an arm. Alright, so what's happening next? Let's see, let's get something to flow into my mind. Take a breath. Alright, so I'm hearing in my head Nero's a dick. Nero's a dick who is just a chaotic neutral adventurer who is at best just killing bandits and demons to make money. But he's also a bit of a criminal stooge. He's mainly just a thief in my head to just steal shit with that hot chick of his. He's like a mechanic that steals shit. Or like car thieves and stuff. I don't know, he ends up a car thief. I don't even call him a rapist in my head. I just keep calling him a thief. He's just a thief all day. And barely a demon slayer. He's mainly just a fucking thief. Alright. But Nero causes bullshit because he just like he steals lore to like justify bullshit. He'll like he's like pretending to be Vergil's son. He's not actually Vergil's son. He just like stole his weapon and like just lies to people to act like he can own it. He just pretends to be people's relatives to own a weapon or whatever shit he stole. He's just like I deserve to own it. I'm like related to them and stuff. Stuff like that. Also, he never met that hot chick that he's like married to in Devil May Cry 4. But it's like lore in my head where I'm like, you never met that woman. You made her up. He made up that woman. She's not real. Okay, like she's literally not real. She's like just such a fucking facility of bullshit. Especially because she doesn't show up at Devil May Cry 5. He doesn't care about her, at least, if she's real. Like, and now we're gonna flow into the main thought pattern, I guess, is mainly about Vergil. Vergil's like pretty based. He's like actually supposed to be a pretty chill dude. He's like basically just like, I don't know, maybe this is like a self-insert moment, but I keep imagining him as base capitalist adventure me. But very stoic and disciplined. He's like basically like a British nobleman class of adventurer where he's just like very relaxed, has good etiquette for the most part. And he's like always mad that fucking everyone's uncivilized in him. Especially Dante, because Dante's like, he was like sometimes inspired by Dante in my head to be like more chill sometimes. And he meets Dante one day, like years after they separated in my head, or you like try to have a talk. And he gets mad because his idea of Dante has been corroded so hard because Dante is like a rapist now. He went from a cool party rock guy to like a rapist. And he's like mad because cool Dante is not a real person anymore. Post Devil May Cry 3, Dante becomes weird in my head because he like does like the fake Luffy build after that in my head where he gets like weird gray straw hair and he's fat. He's just like a fat, ugly rapist at that point in the game, and the cool party rock Dante from Devil May Cry 3 is just like a phase in high school. After that, he just becomes fat rapist Dante in my head. Alright, fucking, what else? So, what the fuck is Vergil supposed to be doing? I mean, he's obsessed with getting strong. He's still going on adventures and shit just because, like, and I should just piss off his etiquette a lot in my head. It's like, it's part of the self-insert part where it's just like, he was just mad that people aren't as disciplined and has good etiquette as him. So he just goes out and kicks ass over that. And kills demons. But he's like mad about killing demons. He's like, Dante's a fucking child that causes demons. He's like a fucking little Satanist brat who just fucking summons demons to create work to kill the demons later if they rape a woman or something. It's like comes up as like Tails in like a Matrix coat with guns in my head. He's just a fucking edgelord child who's trying to create a demon hunter society instead of fucking have a job. But that just becomes Vergil at jobs in my head, just start trying to live in a real society. Well, he hears about Dante dicking everyone down, and he's just like, I fucking know he caused it though. He just keeps looking at them, and they're just like, I know he fucking summoned that demon. Like every time, he just like admits it. Sometimes it's Dante doing it, and he just like pretends that he fucking saved the day by stopping being a rapist for an hour. And they just make up stories about how based he is on YouTube. Or just on the news. They just talk about Dante based. Dante saved the day. And Vergil's like, I know that's made up. Sometimes he was there, just kicking Dante's ass. Or something dumb. Like trying to kill and rape his mom again. It's just a long pattern of Vergil's mad at Dante because he keeps trying to rape and kill his mom. He's like, alright, what else is flowing in? I'm like, am I already stuck? Fuck, is that the pattern? Was that it? I feel like I thought more about that. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I can't think of anything else. We're going to, yeah, I'm just going to put it down for this episode. This is, that's basically it for my over-analysis Devil May Cry in my head, based on vibes in my head, and just, like, vibing with the fact Dante be lying about fucking everything. Oh, yeah, you know what? Actually, I just thought of something else. We're not done. Alright, so Devil May Cry 3 is actually caused by Dante. It's just like, not a meme. That whole ritual is more Dante's fault than everyone else, because he's literally trying to set up, like, the fucking demon world with somebody in that tower. Like, literally, it's like Devil May Cry 3 is his fucking whole meme. He's, like, trying to fucking trigger the demon hunter world with Devil May Cry 3. He's like, he's the one that planned all that shit. They just go at the end to snipe it. He doesn't even care. He still summons the demons. He just, like, I don't even know if he actually tries to stop it. I think Vergil's the one that stops it all day. I don't think Dante tries to stop it. I think he just goes around trying to get a job. He starts his business in his head of being Devil May Cry, the business owner of demon hunting. Is there anything else? You know, okay, fucking, alright, you know what? Let's go starting with the games in my head. Alright, Devil May Cry 2. It was again about raping Trish, because she's like in the middle of saving that city. And it's just like, she fucking, in my head, she does everything up to destroying that demon helicopter. It's literally just like, it's like a metaphor. She's actually like, just basically like a real woman who's mad about rape. So she kills cops all day that time. Then at the end, Dante just rapes her at least. Because she like did kill the helicopter. But after that, Dante beats her and rapes her. Okay, talked about Devil May Cry 4, Devil May Cry 3. Okay, Devil May Cry 5 is the last game to talk about. Devil May Cry 5 is about, Dante trying to rape Vergil for once, I think. Because, I don't know, we vibe with V in his head. Vergil is actually weakened at that point, because he got, like, I don't know, I'm getting a sickly child vibe in my head, where, like, Vergil's, like, actually sick from a disease that Dante caused. Because Dante wanted to weaken Vergil enough where he could rape him. With, like, some bullshit. It's like they're chaining the disease with paralysis poison in my head. It doesn't quite work. Vergil does get raped, but he does resist enough to beat Dante's ass again. Alright, and that's, and Nero's helping Dante to an extent. He's like, he was stealing shit, and then Dante tells him he's gonna rape Vergil and agrees to help. Then they fight over the pussy, which is why Vergil gets away for a bit to heal and kill them. And I don't know, it's just like, I could make up Devil May Cry 6, but oh wait, the TV show, right. When I vibe with the TV show, it's actually what reveals that some of this shit's fucked up. Because literally, if you look at the Devil May Cry 1 castle, it is the same castle, at least in shape, as the castle that Vergil and Dante and his mom were supposed to live in, where there was a fire at. That's what starts this whole lies of omission thing to me, which I should have mentioned at the start, but this is when it pops up in my head. Where, like, he lies and omits things about how the fact that, like, the first castle he breaks into is the one his mom owns to rape his mom. Alright. What else? Is there anything else? Oh, wait, I did say that. Fuck, I repeated it. Fuck. Alright, what else is there? I'm thinking. Yamato is supposed to be a cane sword. I talked about it. I didn't talk about that. Vergil's actually kind of like a chemist, and not like actually like a magic-y. Dante just uses poisons, so Nero's the one that actually tries to become a cyborg to an extent. He at least tases people to rape them. And what else? Fucking, I don't know. I can't think of anything. Fuck. My overanalysis is actually kind of short, because as we know, Devil May Cry series is actually kind of short. It's not like a long game, especially because I'm just like vibing with the lies of Omission world for Dante, where I have to figure things out by overanalyzing things and wondering why things get weird sometimes in my head. Is there anything that weird happens? Okay, alright. Something popped up. So, Lucia from Devil May Cry 2 is actually the biological mom of Dante to me, while Trish in Devil May Cry 1 and whatever is fucking like her real doppelganger. which I get bored to admit in my head. They could be doing chemistry to shapeshift still between those forms, but Dante just recognizes in like a psychic level that that was his biological mom, or that's just like a cousin clone from Devil May Cry 1 of his mom. Alright, fucking what else? Yamato's not supposed to be sealed away in Nero's arm. He fucking stole the sword and ate it because he was bored. I get a power boost from like an iron sword soaked in blood and shit, and he just stole Vergil's to do that. And Vergil never got the sword back. Like ever. Fucking what else? Alright, Vergil and Dante sometimes have a debate in my head over who's real and who's fake. Because they both question sentience in such ways that they both call people rocks, mainly because they don't act right in either of their heads. They each have different perspectives. Like Dante's more like a criminal anarchist who just fights with the fact that like people should be giving in to more desires like rape and theft, like him and Nero do. That makes him not as human as him. And Vergil mainly argues like myself with shit like this, where he's like, this could be such a self-insert, but it's like, he's mainly mad that fucking people don't self-preserve themselves to where they don't fight back against things like rape. It annoys him because he don't fight back against a rapist. He just stops thinking they're sentient like immediately, or like anything like that. Like, you let yourself get robbed too easily. He's just like, I don't think you're real. Like, I think you fucking like, unless there was like overwhelming odds or something. He's just like, it was like one dude. Even if it's a woman, it's like, you could have tried to kill them. It's like, I don't know, sometimes things are just a cowardly pussy. Needs to get mad about that. So I don't know, it just like escalates into cop talks in my head. I wish cops were real. I wish people would like try to kill people just to preserve their stuff in themselves. Wish they'd be more fucking manly instead of being a pussy ass bitch. He just gets mad about people being pussies and not self-preserved enough to where he stops thinking it was like even useful at least. Part of it with Vergil, he like thinks they're still real sometimes. He just thinks they're a coward too hard. He has to like drop them like a rock because they like don't preserve themselves enough to where he just like has to accept people die because he like can't live in their house and take care of them all day or some shit. He has to accept they get robbed and move on. Especially they don't try to preserve themselves by at least buying a gun. Alright, what else? It's just like, that's like where the debates about sentience go, and that's part of why Dante doesn't give a shit about doing crime, neither does Nero. So they both don't think it's people as real. Vergil still thinks this is real, but they're so flawed that he abandons them too a lot because he just like gives up on people in cults who just agree to get abused all day, especially. Like literally, like the Mundus cult is just a bunch of abuse, where his mom, in my head, gets abused by the cult, sexually and physically, for the sake of rituals. And Dante is just, I mean, Vergil and Dante are just like annoyed about that. Because Dante's just mad he can't rape his mom for fun. Instead, only gets to do it for rituals. Vergil's just mad the cult even exists at all. He wants to kill them all day. That's like his main beef. He's like trying to kill the Mundus cult all day because they just rape and abuse women like his mom all day. And, let's see, is there anything else popping off in my head? The Mundus cult is just capitalism, but with, I don't know, it ends up the medical industry to me, but with abuse and shit. Instead of, like, doing stuff with normal chemistry, they just create all their pills and shit just by abusing and raping women. Like, they literally just, like, use them as, like, chemistry fucking bowls as a human body, though. They just fucking stick their dicks and chemicals in them just to fucking create weird shit. That are mainly pills and medicine, which, like, barely work. They more often just create combos from someone to throw another pill in the room and then trank you. It's fucking annoying to Vergil. And I'm going to settle on it at this point for now. I like a good 20-minute mark and just like, I don't know, I need to think more on this and make stuff more pop off. Like, we'll be back. We'll be back if I think more about this. But for now, that's like a good point because like it's just looping into nonsense. I basically told the main plot of like the Omission plot of every game, which is like where like you take away the whitewashing. That's like the general plot line. That's like generally it. You guys can figure out from there. The only thing worth noting is that I just like keep imagining, I said Virgil's a capitalist. He really is. He's like supposed to just be a worker all day, but sometimes has to go on a stupid venture because society falls apart. And he's just like, and it's usually Dante's or some faggot's fault. And he kills him eventually, or at least tries to. Dante keeps just living because he's like, this badass is Virgil. It's fucking annoying. So yeah, that's pretty much. I guess we could just keep trying to pop off what's fucking going on in my head. Alright, Dante and Vergil are obsessed with flowers for different reasons. I think in flowers is victories and losses because they're like signs of chemistry, which we can demonstrate with this bush. Like when a flower dies and it loses all its leaves and shit, like something like this, that's like a sign that a crime typically happened and chemicals popped off. Like fucking typically like every destroyed flower is like a meme where Dante just imagines a rapist one. Every cute flower is a meme where like love won to Virgil, where love was real. It's like there's a bunch of fucking scorecards with flowers from there. Literally, it's just like it's vibing with the it's their scoreboard is literally flowers. Scoreboard for crimes and virtues is flowers. Virgil's virtue builds up a lot slower because like fucking people have to have real love for most of his fucking wins to happen. They literally have to like have love and like some decent self-preservation because abuse ruins it and makes stuff purple. Literally, if it's like an abusive relationship but there's still some love, everything results in purple flowers and stuff to Virgil. It's fucking annoying. And flower scoreboard wraps everything up, I think. There's a Nero vibe in my head popping up because of a tree over there that says sometimes graffiti pops up on trees, like stuff like that over there. Because it's a sign that a sin happens so many times that like fucking erosion happens to the tree with like patterns of the fucking abuse. Which in that case, that tree over there, if it's the abuse pattern, red and black means a murder happened of a black man. Literally, that's supposed to be like where black people die. If like red and black shows up on a tree or something, to Dante and Virgil. Or at least like Virgil's saying it's like a 1 mile radius. If stuff like that question mark shows up on trees. Like anything of that color pattern, even him. He doesn't even like, he just fights with a red and black ink on a tree and it happened naturally to him. He's like, he thinks black people got murdered. It's like not a fucking meme. Red and white means a white man got murdered. It's literally just based on your skin color for like the second color. Like fucking like brown would be Mexicans probably. Alright, Virgil admits technology breaks around Dante when he wins. He manages to rape someone. That's why Red Queen gets broken and Nero doesn't want to be a rapist because too much rape phlegm in his fucking sword clogs it up. He can't use Red Queen except as a fucking beating stick. It'll even dull the edge of his sword to where it doesn't fucking work as well. It's not as sharp as it should be. It's like an annoying Nero rant to my head where he just complains about every sin, eventually eroding his sword. That's why he does the virgin build. It's literally just so he can kill people harder because like every sin ruins his fucking sword or gun. Literally every sin that you can imagine that's typical of society, just like fucking, like rape phlegm clogs the barrel, blood dust clogs the barrel, fucking hair from like a disintegration won't fucking clog his barrel because apparently someone melts too hard, they'll fucking like filter into his gun somehow, their hairs at least. It just fucking ends up his gun gets clogged with hairs. Like just fucking biomaterial from humans keeps fucking filling his gun, Red Queen and revolver every time fucking someone gets like abused. Literally, like fucking, then he complains about cops. Because Nero just randomly comments that fucking his balls itch more when he's around a cop in nylon uniform. Or he just claims it makes his balls itch more. It's fucking annoying. Anything else popping off? Anything else popping off? Well, I guess I could tell color patterns of flowers. Is like, red is blood, as in there was a murder. Yellow is like when there was like genuinely just happiness. It's like just him saying there's happiness. Someone was happy, but it's like basically it could be a gamer to him. Or children just playing, which is neat to him. But it could be just a gamer or a gambler getting too much dopamine from like a gambling gambling fixation for several hours at a casino, or as a gamer in their house just gambling too hard, having a good time winning the game. And it's funny because he admits that they lose the game too hard, their flowers are like pink and green. Loser gamers get pink and green like Cosmo and Wanda. It's fucking funny. Alright, what else? What else? You see this tree over here with the black and red leaves? That is a mix of that is supposed to be like too much iron in the dirt to an extent, but also it's like fucking that's also blood and rot, because the tree is supposed to be rotting if it's like that. It's like supposed to literally be dying to them from too much blood. Blue is just depression. It literally just means someone was depressed all day. It's like the most common flower you see because everyone's fucking depressed. Green is just like honestly stereotypical. He like honestly loves and hates it. There's like no win with stuff like grass if it's all green. But it also means there's no losses here. It's just like pure neutral, as in there was peace, at least to this grass. So I don't see like a red flower amongst it. It's like based. Let's see. Black means it's dead. That just means it's dead. It could be dead from anything. If someone poisoning the plant to vergil. Chartreuse or teal is supposed to represent drowning, even if just for a few minutes and you live afterwards, because it's like a chemical that happens from too much water in your lungs, results in a teal color somewhere. Like something like this storm drain, like the copper green of the Statue of Liberty. I mean, someone was drowning. The vergil could have died even. If gray flowers happen, it's like such a neutral vibe. Vergil just admits there's no life around here. If a gray flower happens, he just admits he's like the only person around to himself. Like if it happens one time, Vergil just like, it's a ghost town. It's like the flower sign of it's a ghost town, but it was a gray flower. I mean gray, like corpse dust gray. Like something like this rock here. More like this part on my thumb's on. But as a flower, not as a rock. If a flower of that color happens, he thinks it's a ghost town, there's barely any people left, which Nero gets excited about because that becomes his meme where he looks for that flower all day, and if he sees it, he gets to rob that place all day because the cops aren't real, because it's a ghost town. And what else? White is surprisingly just peace. Like, white's supposed to be peace. It's supposed to be just like peace. Like, there was like all the nice things in life, and still other stuff happened to it, except around these other flowers. But like, white means there's at least like long times a period during the day, and it's not like there's like 24/7 murder and rape. He gets really happy about when there's like a decent amount of white flowers, because that means there was a lot of peace, and it's not like constant murder and rape on a regular basis, not even on a day-to-day basis. It's like best a week-to-week basis. If there's like multiple colors that are like red or fucking like, so there's like a sickly yellow flower that's like fucking like looks like yellow with like red and sickly yellow spots, kind of like a sunspot in the sun. That means there's so much rape phlegm built up in the sky that a flower got filled with the rape phlegm. And what else? Oh, he also vibes with the feeling of flowers. If it feels plastically, there's too much plastic around. Oh, that's just it. There's like too silky. That means there's too much human flesh in the dirt, which he honestly doesn't care about as long as there's a graveyard in town. He just thinks it's normal that there's a graveyard in town. If it's not a graveyard in town, he kind of freaks out to an extent, because people could be illegally burying dead bodies, which he's not sure how to feel. Because it could just being normal, because they own their yard. And you're supposed to be able to legally bury a dead body in their yard if you're relative to him or something, just like on a moral basis even. He's like, you know, sometimes it's legal, but he's like, I don't know, it's like sentimental value happens sometimes in his head. And of course the usual murder thing was like hiding a dead body. Which, I'm hearing necrophilia results in gray flowers with red spots. So if he sees red spots, he knows a necrophiliac is in town, especially if it's by the graveyard. And, fuck, is there anything else? So Dante's saying that, like, this pattern here with, like, these regular leaves sticking out of this bush, not counting the blue, means that's a rapist that's trying to sit in that bush. The blue means is that he had tranquilizers with him or something, or he was depressed, or there's just a lot of depression. It could just be depression again, but it's in a bush, or tranquilizers. Not gonna lie, it's like when blue's in a bush, he thinks tranquilizers happen. Literally tranquilizers, not paralysis. He thinks a trank happened. And let's see, anything else? Yeah, I think that's about it for the fucking the Lies of Omission World of Devil May Cry for now. I'm really hitting a brick wall because we hit the flower grid, and then it just kind of stagnates from there unless I see a fucking achievement. And we just have this yard. I'll have to walk around town and see which flowers pop up in my head to see what more stories happen. Oh yeah, one more thing actually. If a flower petal falls, but it seems natural, Dante thinks a gunshot happened. Or like any flower petal, he just thinks like a fucking flower petal fell. He thinks someone shot a gun. If no one pulled it off the plant. And what else? What else? Let's see. Yeah, I'm thinking that's about it. I don't really have anything more to think of. Let's see, is there any lore I can think of still? I'm like stuck on a bubble. I'm really stuck on a bubble in my head. I just like keep telling myself that's pretty much the end of the thought every time. Some of it's I want to end the video, some of it's just like yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't think of any more lore from the Lies of Omission Devil May Cry world. So that's pretty much it for now, unless I pop off with anything more. Yeah. We'll put this in a literary over analysis playlist. So peace and love, YouTube, Twitch.